Every single Sims game has literally been exactly the same. They release a base game with basic life simulation features, and then they bulk it up with more money. EA loves money, allegedly in my opinion. That is no secret. I totally understand why every single Sims game has followed this sales model, because Sims players can just get the features that they want and EA can make lots of money from all the DLC. It's a win-win. But if The Sims 5 goes down the same route, honestly, I just don't know how it's going to be any different from any of the previous installments. Totally changing up a video game series works very successfully. Take Animal Crossing New Horizons, for example. And EA should not be afraid of this either. But on the subject of Animal Crossings, you know the reason why I feel such a sense of achievement when I get my 5-star island rating? It's because I actually put a lot of effort into doing it. Nothing is unlocked by default. Every single crafting recipe must be found by yourself. Every piece of furniture or clothing item must be bought from the shop. Literally nothing at all is handed to you on a plate. Don't get me wrong, there is no way in hell that I want The Sims 5 to go down this Minecraft, chop down a tree, crafting everything kind of game mechanic. I don't want that for The Sims. I don't want it. But it's just that sense of unlocking things and working hard to achieve things which makes me go back to Animal Crossing again and again and again. This is most definitely an extremely unpopular opinion, but I actually find The Sims 4 way too open. What I mean by that is I hate how you can just wear any outfit. You can just pick any outfit from cast, like you don't have to work hard to get them. They don't cost any money, they're all for free. Same with furniture, you can just go in the catalogue and get anything you like. The economy of build buy is totally unbalanced, so some things are really cheap even though they should be expensive and vice versa. Even if you don't have any money, no problem, just Control-Shift-C motherload it. It's not that difficult really. Not just that, but relationships are way too open and easy to manipulate. Jobs are too easy, it's so easy to get a promotion, and the economy is so unbalanced you don't even need a job anyway to make money. Everything is just handed to you on a plate, and I don't like it. Because when everything is handed to you on a plate, it gets boring, it gets stale. Let's be honest, 99% of us who play The Sims will make a save file, play it for like 5 minutes, and then the next time you open the game, you'll delete the save file and make a completely new file. Every single time Simmers play The Sims, we make an entirely brand new save file. And the reason why we do that is because there's no reason to return to our original save files. Why would I load an old save file? I've got nothing on there that I've worked hard for. I've had nothing that I've achieved on there, therefore there's no sacrifice if I just delete it or don't open it again. There's nothing to unlock, there's nothing to achieve, there's nothing to do. You know, there's a really important psychological theory about creativity. That's right, I studied psychology at university. The theory basically suggests that we are more creative and more open when we actually have restrictions. For example, if I said to you, build a house in The Sims 4 versus build a house in The Sims 4, but it must be a tiny home with a 15k budget and it must be on a 15 by 20 lot and it must have a cute garden patch. I'm pretty sure that the majority of you would rather the latter challenge, and that's because it's very restricted. And when you're constrained by a challenge, it makes it more interesting and it makes you more motivated to actually play and enjoy it. In order for The Sims 5 to not just be a financial success, but also actually be a good game where I feel motivated to open up an old save file, there needs to be a big disruption in the current gameplay formula. The current standard sandbox formula of The Sims isn't always the best. There needs to be a disruption in the gameplay with regards to the inclusion of achievements and unlockable things, and more limitations, whether that be to your Sims' finances or with their ability to form relationships with other Sims. Don't get me wrong though, not all limitations are a good thing. For example, the limitation of having your Sims live in an endless summer unless you buy the Seasons DLC. I see a lot of Simmers debate this, and I'm here today, right now, to set the record straight. Weather itself must be base game in The Sims 5. It is a must. Dynamic weather conditions are a perfectly normal part of daily life in a life simulator game. Therefore, it must be in the base game. EA, are you listening? It must be in the base game. By all means, upsell me a holiday DLC pack with loads of different holidays like Christmas and Halloween. Upsell me a winter sports pack like Snowy Escape. Upsell me a summer fun pack. But just do not upsell me the weather itself, please. Weather was always meant to be base game in The Sims. Ever since The Sims 2, they just couldn't code it in at the time, so they just later upsold it as DLC instead of providing it as a free update. And it's just so capitalistic and patronizing and offensive. But do you know what else really offends me? The cupcake machine and the telescope. I remember when The Sims 4 literally first came out about 8 years ago, people were so mad because it was like, how come this game was released with no toddlers, no swimming pools, no ghosts, no key life simulation features, but we have a giant cupcake machine and a giant telescope? It took a really, really long time for the Sims team to actually build up the game and add all the updates, but clearly, I mean, allegedly in my opinion, the game was released in its probably beta state. It literally had a lack of so many different features, and there's this really horrible, toxic, annoying, and really frustrating thing that the Sims team do is they constantly release stuff when it's not ready to be released and then just update it in patches as they go along. They've done this recently with the My Wedding Stories pack, which was literally not ready to be released, but they released it anyway, and now they are slowly starting to build the game back up again and actually make it playable. I know the Sims team love their patches and updates, but you just can't release games in an allegedly pre-alpha state and then just update them as you're going along whenever you feel like it. The Sims 5 needs to be an all-inclusive game from the start. I don't want to see any major content updates. I don't want to see any base game updates. I don't want to see monthly patches. Every single thing needs to work before release. Before you release the game, before it's on the Origin store, before it even gets leaked. I want everything to be working properly. I want all features to be there from the start. Absolutely nothing can be missing. And if the Sims team do not do this for The Sims 5, I promise you The Sims 5 will be a total flop. I said it. That's my opinion, and I know it's right. And with Paralyzed on the way, the Sims team really need to step their plum pussy up, because if they don't, it's going to be a flop. We're going to see an entire City Skyline Sim City situation again, and I don't want to see that. However much I bitch about The Sims and EA, especially EA, I do actually really love The Sims. It's a great game. I played it my whole life. A lot of people say to me like, oh, you always bitch about The Sims in your videos, and why do you have a Sims channel? It's because I love The Sims. I love the way the game works. I love the idea of a life sim. I just don't like The Sims in its current state under EA. But anyway, that is my guys. This is the first time I've had fizzy strawberry laces in like 10 years. They're so good. Anyway, let me just finish before I talk. I'm literally so curious about what you guys want to see in The Sims 5. Please let me know down below. I try my best to read and reply to all of your comments. Otherwise, please make sure you watch the next crazy video up here. Bye-bye.